And those two things are things that my wife and I need to always talk about with her, as with our other children. So working on two things at a time is always the most efficient way to grow your kid up and get them ready for life. And people say, well, how do you figure that out? Well, you just figure that out. You look at your kid and you talk to each other and say, what two things do you want to work on? It really doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be like two of the perfect two things. It just has to be two things, because you want to start experiencing success and mastery. It might be something like just doing a good job vacuuming. Now keep in mind, your kids are probably not going to vacuum like you do. But if they vacuum at a B- level, that's good enough. Especially if they do it once a week like they've been asked, and that's on their choice. That could be one of the two things. Our oldest daughter, I got to digress to a story about vacuuming. She was a terrible vacuumer. She had to vacuum the basement, kind of rec room area. It's about a 10-minute job, once a week. That's all we did. And when she was kind of a teenager and we were expecting her to do this on Saturday, which was kind of the Saturday get your room clean, Saturday do your chore kind of day, we would hear the vacuum cleaner on downstairs for 15, 20 minutes. Oh, she's vacuuming. Awesome, awesome. And then we'd go down and see golden retriever hair everywhere, big fur balls, you name it. It's like, did she vacuum down here? Well, we started going down and found out that the vacuum was on, but stationary. And she was putting on eyeliner. So my wife, through talking to a friend of ours, had a great idea. She went out to Party America and bought a whole bag of confetti. And I'll never forget the Saturday morning, my wife, after our daughter came up for breakfast that morning on Saturday, she was eating breakfast, and my wife went down to the basement with the dog. And she spread confetti in every cotton-picking corner of the basement, on every stair, everywhere. And Monica was finishing, I said, well, make sure you do your vacuuming today. No problem, Dad. So she went down there, and my wife scampered up the stairs, giddy, just giddy over this little idea. And she started vacuuming, and it took her a half hour to vacuum everything up. It was a mess. And my wife and I sat and laughed. Pig shriek, because we couldn't go down there, but we knew that she had to get all that confetti up. And I think those kinds of ideas are really important. I mean, parents, you got to be creative like that, okay? Sometimes it can be things that are kind of countercultural. You might have a kid who needs to learn to be more social. That might be one of the two things. Or a kid who needs to dress like a slob now. Maybe you have a kid who's just like this perfect dressing person. Maybe they need to be a slob. Or study less. I've heard stories about kids who are straight-A students and they're spending so much time studying for finals. They need to learn to study less. Lighten up. Have some fun. Final comments before we take a 20-minute break before we come back and have an awesome group of people present to you the resources that are available to you. Seek the help you and your family need. Don't live in this place where your kids' depression or anxiety is affecting your family in real negative ways. Go out and seek the help that they need and help that you need as well. Love must evolve. Remember that. For your child to grow, you need to change how you parent and love them as they get older. And if you continue to parent them as if they are a preschooler, that's where they will stay in their maturity. Make sure that they know that life is difficult. Such an important life lesson. To help them through adversity. Telling them that this is the absolute best thing that could happen to them right now is that horrible 5th grade math teacher. Yay! Let's make it through this year together. Avoid parenting when your kids are in high arousal state because it doesn't work very well. It just adds fuel to the fire. And then working on two things, remember that's the most efficient way to grow up your kids and get them life ready. That's all I have to say. Thank you for your attention and have a great evening here.